Hello and welcome to Big Scott 35. Let's talk. No rants tonight or anything. More of a question, putting it out here in the webosphere. Dropping my mic. This just came up because over the weekend I'm working nights now. I work swing shifts, so I'm working 3 month stretch of nights. So a lot of quiet nights of thinking while you're at work. But I was bidding on a 101 that a friend let me in on in the hobby YouTube world, and I was like, man, I really want it. It's an Allen and Ginter Chrome Super Refractor 1 of 1. So I was looking up some comps and things, and active players were like 200. So now this was a Gary Carter. Y'all, if you watch my channel, you know I'm a huge Gary Carter fan. That's my I now call myself a super collector of him, but I don't go for a lot of quantity. I go for more PSA graded or, you know, oddball stuff. And but this, you know, I was like, wow, 101. This could start my first collection of really trying to get a rainbow of his, because being a non-active player, you know, now they didn't really have rainbows. So to get what the meat of this is, it ended up being well over $500. I could buy all of my PSA graded active cards that I did my PSA run on base playing set for Topps for less than what that one card was. I'm not paying that much. I don't care if it was 1 of 1 gold emblazoned. I have the card in Allen and in a regular. It just doesn't have the 1 of 1 stamp. It doesn't have the pretty little shiny around it. But my question is, I've been labeled an old school collector because I'm trying to accept some of the new school rules, and I'm having some just confusion on some of the thoughts that people may have, and maybe there's people that agree with me or not, and that's what I'm trying to, I guess, put it out there. So, especially like Prism and all that, with all the different color runs, I don't have FOMO. I'm not going to overpay. I was going to, my high end that I put in, I was like, man, this is a lot for a modern card for me. And it well exceeded that. So, you know, and I bid very well for it, for being a non-auto, and just because it had 1 on 1. But what is y'all thought on that? Like, just because it's a color variant, you're gonna pay a small ransom for it, or because it says 1 of 1? I already have a card just like it. It's Allen and Ginter is almost gold anyway. They're chrome. It's a beautiful card. I still question if we needed it or not. We're going a little crazy with sets. And chrome is beautiful. So, but you know, it's just because it's 1 on 1. Then I turned around and I bought a red mini because I was pissed off because of the price, but I actually got it half of what the guy was asking for, so I felt like it was a win. And that was a 5, and that was, trying to do the math, like a less than probably a fifth of what the 1 of 1 was. I was kind of like, wow, like I am just a little amazed, because it first started with me with the autographs. You know, I have like people at work were like, when the Mike Trout sold for whatever, went over $1 million or whatever that obnoxious number was. They're like, do you have a Mike Trout? I said, yeah, but it won't be $1 million. It's not a 1 of 1 super refractor, even though the same DNA supposedly touched the card that signed it. Because for me, I'm thinking old school, and I'm paying for the autograph. I don't care what the card is, because that's the way it used to be. You paid for the autograph. If you had a high-end card and you got an autograph on it, and the autograph was worth less than the card, you probably lost money. But it's not like that anymore, and that's fine. But it's just hard for me to wrap my head around it. I've said it before. How many autographs do I need? And I still pick up some Gary Carter, some Mets players that I like. I'm currently searching for one, but I'm not going to pay an absorbent price for a low numbered autograph if I can get an autograph on another card for 1/10 of the price. It's the same person, the same autograph, because I'm looking for the autograph more than I am some short print card on a fancy, somebody thinks it's more expensive card. And I'm just wondering how the rest of our community, not so much in investing or the hobby itself, like, did I miss something? When I've always said I've had one toe in this whole time. I'm 49. I've been since early mid 70s been collecting, and I didn't completely step away, but I was detached from it. And even when I was growing up in the 80s and early 90s as a young 20-year-old, I just didn't have hobby shops. I didn't have a community to talk to. I didn't know anything about like blowout forums and all of that. I'm very new to the online presence. I am 2011 is when I finally learned that there was communities online, and just showing ignorance on that, and now learning, gaining knowledge on that. So I'm still very old school in my thought process on some of this. So I'm just wondering if I'm really wrong or whatever, because I don't really go. There's only one rainbow that I'm running after, and I kind of run out of steam on that, and that's the Pete Alonso 2019 rookie card. And I was just kind of doing that because I'm going to probably do a video later comparing my Gary Carter rookie run to the Pete Alonso rookie run of just one card, opposed to all of the Gary Carter rookies, and how ridiculous it is, because I just it's confusing to me as to the significance of why we give such a large, and I know eBay drives it because it only takes two. And people always ask how does a card get, well, if it takes two and they got the right amount of money and they don't care how much they pay for it, they want that card. That card, that's why I don't really go by eBay prices all the time for how much a card is, because it only takes two at that moment, and that price can go as high as it needs for one to bow out. And man, did I misjudged how much that card would be. And I don't know if some of it's to naivety, I'm a little naive to what it is, or am I crazy in thinking of $577 for a Gary Carter 101 guy not playing is? We're not talking about one of his. We're not talking about his rookie card in a PSA 10. We're talking about a 2020 Allen & Ginter Chrome Super Refractor. And I'm hoping a Gary Carter collector got it and it's in a good home. And because those back pages the other day said it perfectly. There's no such thing as overpaying. Somebody else might judge you think you might overpaid, but you should never think you overpay, because if you're willing to pay that for that card, well, that's how much that card is to you. And that clicked for me, and I kind of use it in the opposite direction. I just know where my price levels are, and I rather take that money and spend it in plain day cards. $500 some will go a long way for me doing my PSA registry on a master set, to buy one card of a guy has passed away over a decade now at least, and hasn't played it since what, 93. Is to me a little crazy. And it's my favorite player. So I'm a little confused with these modern day prices. And I know some of it is just the world we're living in right now with baseball. But that to me just kind of was overstretching that. I know the Gary Carter community is, there's quite a few of us, more than I thought there was when I was in it. I thought I was about the only one in the world that was looking for Gary Carters, but I was just kind of putting this out here in the atmosphere and just seeing what y'all think about it. Like, just the whole color variance, retired players opposed to players paying now, just the pricing in general. Am I wrong in thinking that is way overpriced for that, or is that what I need to look for? Because I guess I'm looking for some advice as well, because if that's the world that we're in, I'm going to continue to be playing in. I'm not even going to be in a small end of the pool. I'm going to be in a different pool altogether, because if I want to keep collecting, which I love doing, I'll keep on sport lots. Until next time, see ya.